As a young man, Don Penny graduated from Verdun Collegiate and found his calling as an accountant, receiving his chartered accountant designation from the Manitoba Institute in 1963, with fellow chartered accountant following in 1984. He became a founder of what was to become Myers Norris Penny, a firm that would help to revolutionize the industry and become a leader not only in Manitoba, but in Canada.
Well, I think from a business aspect, Don is a tremendous visionary leader. He understands what any industry or how industries change and how the world's going to change, and he's the guy that goes there first.
Don was a true leader who cared an awful lot about Manitoba and what was good for Manitoba, and certainly what was good for the firm as well.
He was ahead of the curve with where the profession was going and what we needed to do as an organization. In the early 80s, he could see that clients were going to go bigger than we were. We needed to get bigger and have more services and provide more value to clients, or we weren't going to have those clients.
Don Penny has sat on numerous boards and committees, including the Institute of Chartered Accountants of Manitoba, Jovian Capital, and Manitoba Telecom Services. Nationally, he served on the Canadian Institute of the Chartered Accountants Board of Governors and rose through the organization to become chair in 1997-98.
He will challenge you. He's a guy that you can have a very engaging conversation with, and he doesn't pull any punches and suggests where you should be going and what you could do.
The role of the Canadian Institute of Chartered Accountants is to try to bring the entire profession together on a unified basis, and that was when Don was the chair. It was back at the time that we were looking at trying to create even greater cohesion within the profession. And so we were looking at how can the provincial bodies work more closely together with the national body so that the CA profession in Canada was seen as truly a national profession rather than a series of provincial bodies that happen to work together.
Don Penny has always given back, especially to his home community in Brandon and Westman. He's generously given his time and expertise to organizations like Brandon Minor Hockey, the YMCA, the Indian and Métis Friendship Center, as well as Brandon University and the United Way.
I know that if I needed help with whatever it could be, Don is the first person I could call, and he would say, "Debbie, how can I help?" And you know what? That's very precious in this day and age.
First off, he said, "Gord, you will do fine in business and stuff like that. This time you start thinking about philanthropy," and it was very simple. It was, to me, he suggested, "Gord, think about it." And I think that's a very simple statement, but it's a very profound statement that if you think about it, you quickly realize the ability you have to do it. So then the second thing was, think about who you're going to give it to, how you're going to give it, what impact you're going to have in your community.
Don, being a very community-oriented, a really strategic kind of a person, was always interested in people from Myers Norris Penny being involved in the community. So it's not only what Don himself personally contributed to the university, but he's also made sure that people from Myers Norris Penny were involved in places like the Brandon University Board of Governors, the Brandon University Foundation, making contributions to the community as, in a sense, an extension of what Don was doing and an extension of the culture that he was trying to create within Myers Norris Penny.
I have never met somebody who doesn't like Don Penny. I've never met anyone who's not grateful for having had the opportunity to work with him on a project.
Although Don retired in 1998, he has continued to be active in his community. And in 2005, Don received the ultimate honor the Canadian government can bestow on a citizen. He was appointed to the member of the Order of Canada.
Whenever you talk to Don, if you're willing to really listen, you will be left saying, "Ah, okay, now I get it."
Oh, I think Don's legacy will be as the co-founder of a firm that began in Brandon and is now considered to be one of the top 7 firms within the profession across the country.
I think, in my mind, the clearest legacy that Don Penny has for Brandon University is the Brandon University Foundation. So the foundation had been created a number of years before Don got involved with it, but Don looked at this thing and he said, this could be something much bigger and better than it was.
His legacy not only is with the firm, but it's also still in the community. There's numerous clients that I still deal with in the Brandon community that still view Don as that business mentor.
Everything Don has done in his life, what I've seen, he's continued to grow and be successful even to this day.